Hey family, so there's a crazy lady on Twitter who wants to get the show Ancient Aliens banned. And this really troubles me because I have read the Ancient Astronaut Theory books, Zachariah Sitchin's, Chariot of the Gods, different theories concerning it. I follow Giorgio Tsoukalakos on Instagram and Twitter. I've watched every single episode of Ancient Aliens. That doesn't necessarily mean I believe everything they say, but it's fun and creative and unique. And the problem is that I think they are using the energy of the Black Lives Matter movement to call everything racist that they don't like in order to change a political movement, right? It's now moved beyond actual racism and police brutality to just changing everything you don't like. And here's the dangerous thing. If they take down ancient aliens, how long before they start coming for the religions? You may think I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Because aliens, it's easy to be like, they don't exist. But how long before they say angels don't exist? Or your religion doesn't accept this, therefore you need to be censored. Or you need to be targeted. Remember, atheistic, militant, vegan, communists, authoritarians are not gonna be spiritual. They don't want to let you eat meat. They don't want to let you have your art. They don't want to let you have your special religion and your rules and your doctrines. And they want to, many of them, destroy the nuclear family. And this is a strange movement for my country because they've been tearing down statues of George Washington and Jefferson. And they were not perfect, but their actions that birthed this country are dynamic. And again, I'm mixed with Native and Italian. And I don't think we should be erasing history. I was okay with certain Confederate statues because you're like, okay, they fought to keep slavery and, they rebelled against the United States, so it's a little bit weird to have them up. And when they took down Columbus, I was like, okay, because Columbus sold children into slavery. Okay, but now they've gone to just tearing everything down without resistance. And this is making me nervous because it's like, why can't we be a little bit like France and be like, don't tear down any statues, keep it? I mean, it's a little scary because that means they're erasing our history and erasing the opportunity to learn about those figures in a way. And let me tell you, you can laugh at the ancient astronaut theorists all you want, you can debunk it, that's great. But you need to have freedom of art and thought and theory and the press. You can't just call every single thing racist because it actually dilutes the word to what real racism is, and real racism is ugly and brutal and fierce. A show about aliens and people with crazy hair and talking about the dynamic nature of the cosmos and getting people to explore and ponder and meditate is a good thing. It's very sick to me that people want to take that away from people when our lives can already be very dull. They already can be so dreary and monotonous in your crappy 9 to 5 minimum wage job, and somebody comes home and turns on an episode of Ancient Aliens and thinks about, what if there is life on other planets? That's nothing. I'm not denouncing religion. That's not what I'm saying. But let people have a creative energy. Let people be inquisitive, right? Let them practice critical thinking and have some fun. But it's strange to me. They're like, oh, well, it takes down what the ancients did. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Architecture is an amazing feat regardless of who did it. Oh, man. I don't know. It's scaring me because they're going to start taking away books. All these great books we can learn from. Even the most controversial figures, man, let me tell you, you can learn something from them. How are you going to defeat an enemy if you don't know their playbook? Right? When an MMA fighter goes to fight their opponent, what do? They watch the videos of how that person fights, they study them, they try to learn as many secrets about them as they can in order to conquer them. When you go to war, you have an enemy, you try to learn their strategies, their victories, so that you can conquer them. These people want to just outright ban everything, and they think that's going to make people accept their form of thought. And that's going to cause an even farther reaction. You're just going to cause an underground. And then you're going to have people existing in an echo chamber who've never had their ideas challenged. And then there's going to be an underground here where everybody tries to be normal, right? And just tries to talk to each other and read what they want. Censorship can't win. And you're going to censor something as soft and mellow as Ancient Aliens. and think you're doing some crusade against racism? Man, you're killing creativity. And it was like a kid-friendly program too. Sometimes I'd put it on for my little one and she'd watch it. And it's just fun to get kids thinking. You know, it's just something fun. And it's let people be weird. Like there's conventions for aliens. Let people do it, man. This crazy lady wants to ban a show about ancient astronaut theory, but is perfectly fine with rampant porn. This is what kind of world we're living in, where you can't even have an artistic show, but rampant, blatant, psychotic porn can be produced by the billions every day. And that's fine for her. But the show about aliens, that's just too much. I'm telling you, man, they're starting with those little shows, and piece by piece, they're gonna, once they finish that, they're gonna come for religion. Watch. Because if you can't even say aliens could create something, they'll tell you gods can't speak to humans. God isn't real. This is how they do it, man, and it worries me. Even if you're an atheist, you should still want there to be dynamic thought in the world. Because even if you're an atheist, you're going to have people who make something a god in their place. Don't tell me they won't. Maybe you, specific atheist, won't, but you will replace it with something else, when it most likely will be the state. Because you have to have a method of code and conduct, and somebody's going to fill that vacuum and that void, and it's going to be an authoritarian state, because how are you going to keep people in line in a sense of anarchy? It makes me so sad. I once had a teacher in my anthropology class who wanted us to debunk some episodes, and I refused to do the assignment, and I got a B in the class because I refused to do the assignment. If I would have done it, I would have gotten an A. But I refused to do it because I didn't want to attack such a creative show, right? I didn't want to tear down what little entertainment somebody had. And I was like, man, you cannot prove aliens don't exist. So why am I going to write a paper about debunking ancient aliens? You can't prove it either way. You don't know. None of us lived that long to see who built certain structures. And cool, maybe there was a civilization there and God wiped them out because they were sinful and they started again. Or they naturally decayed. Who cares what it was? The point is, let people speculate however they want on the past. It's fun and it's harmless. And at least people are learning, right? That's better than them watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or Basketball Wives, or The Bad Girls Club, or some other nonsensical trash show. At least they're watching something that actually makes them think. What about people wasting time watching game shows, right? Just hours of stupid game shows of Jeopardy and nonsense. But somebody wants to watch something about, hey, who built this structure in Peru? And it's like, oh, I didn't even know there was a structure in Peru. You see what I'm saying? Man, they want to censor everything. They're taking away everything, calling everything sexist, racist. They're just making up things now. And it's scary for people like me who like reading. I'll read all kinds of books because it's fun, and they want to take it away. They want to take it away, and they want you to think like them, and they think they're the freedom fighters. They think they're the noble ones. They're literally taking away your option to be free. They're taking away your option to be creative, and they think they're the best ones. And they're calling... It's time to start getting books and to start keeping them. When I die, God willing, I'm going to bury a lot of books with me, even if they speak a different language in the future. You gotta hide them. You gotta hide books now, man. You gotta archive everything because they're coming for everything. This isn't about police brutality anymore. This isn't about systemic racism. This is a political party making a move. And a move that people didn't vote for. And right now, the other wing of the government is just being quiet. But eventually, these people are going to keep being more chaotic, more chaotic, more chaotic. And eventually, they're going to meet that wall. And then you're going to see a big reaction. Them destroying art, it makes me have to pick a side. Do I pick a side of the people who want to destroy everything and rewrite history? Again, they can say, well, Columbus and them, they rewrote history. Still, I want to read about them. I still want to learn about them. And they'll say, well, no one's saying you can't. Well, you guys started with statues. Now you're moving with books. Now you're moving with TV shows. And then you move with speech. You get the goalpost keeps going. And I'm for freedom. I'm for freedom. And the left used to say they were freedom, but we can see they're not. And this is freaking me out because we need people to think in dynamic ways so we can actually develop. If all of us are just walking, I believe in this, I believe in this, I believe in this, and then somebody's like, what do you think about this? And then everyone turns on them. You can't say that, blah, blah. We're going to get into a scary world. They censor video games. They censor everything now. I don't know how people are not more waking up to what's going on. This is beyond. They're allowing drag queens to do children's story hours. There's been videos of drag queens doing strip teases in front of 5-year-old children. That's allowed. But if you make a show about, hey, maybe aliens visited Earth and did some carvings, that's bad. We're living in a clown world. The world is turning upside down. Zombies, man.